good afternoon, everybody. It's the Steve and Paul bringing you the not-so-daily brief. It has been kind of sporadic lately, but Paul's been under the weather. Even the video is trying to relate to how you feel right now, Paul.
I feel like a second hippopotamus came in and sat on my head, and he's still sitting there.
Oh, I want to see the horse pills again. I've never seen, like, these suckers are huge. Not that I've ever...
It's the size of my pills that I'm taking, during the day, and then I've got other ones for the nighttime that are just as big. They're like fecking horse suppositories. It's like something you'd shove up a horse's arse. I'm supposed to take 2 of them at a time, a couple of times a day.
So they're just generally wiping you out when you have to take them, right?
Yeah, I am wiped right now. Actually, for those of you, we've started recording a little bit early because basically I said, either we record early or we don't record at all today because I won't be functional in about 45 minutes.
But then, yeah, but some would say you're never functional.
I'm very dysfunctional. There's parts of me that always work,
Good. Anyway, let's do a little bit of a catch-up here. I guess the big news is coming out of Paris this week. The Le Web.
The Le Web.
The Le Web.
Word, yes.
And apparently Microsoft is saying, well, yeah, we did try to buy Facebook at one point. They didn't want us, so we gave them $240 million.
Yeah, apparently Microsoft's Senior Director of Corporate Strategy, Fritz Landman, said this on stage while talking to Like L'Amour, which kind of gives some credence to what David Kirkpatrick wrote about in his book, The Facebook Effect. And I don't know, first off, way back when Facebook was worth nothing, and remember, folks, Facebook still is worth pretty much nothing, because it's only worth, what it generates in profit a year by, say, 6 to 10 times, depending on what a company wants to pay for it. It hasn't done an IPO. And apparently, Steve Ballmer is supposed to have been taken on a long walk by Mark Zuckerberg, and in the midst of a conversation, Ballmer offers Zuckerberg $15 billion for Facebook way back when, and Zuckerberg turns it down because he says he doesn't want to give over control. And so Ballmer apparently goes back to the drawing board and tries to work out a way that they can buy Facebook in pieces so that Zuckerberg could retain control. Now, first off, I think this is possibly anecdotal evidence that has been sort of put into lore, and that maybe your man's getting it wrong. First off, where in the world how would a situation ever arrive that Mark Zuckerberg, the pimply, fucking sweaty nobody, is taking Steve Ballmer for a long walk? It sounds like they're going to have, a sexual liaison a la George Michael. And, it's just, I can't see Ballmer ever sort of either being like, well, let's figure out a way we can buy a company while somebody else retains control of it. No. If you read the quote from Kirkpatrick, TechCrunch posted it today, the actual section from the book. It reads like something more out of the 2001, film Antitrust with Ryan Felipe and Tim Robbins playing, the not Bill Gates than anything else. It's just absolutely ridiculous. I think it's just internet urban myths that have become such an urban myth, they're fact. But you know what? I could be wrong. But until I see documentation or Ballmer or Zuckerberg says it happens, I'm going to leave it in the urban myth category for now. I could be wrong.
Yeah. What's not an urban myth is that Mark Benioff, who is the CEO of Salesforce, is labeled Microsoft an evil empire.
Welcome to 1996.
Yeah, really.
Welcome to catching on what everybody knew 14 years ago and actually stopped being the truth about 4 years ago.
Yeah, about 4 years. Yeah, be about 4 years ago. Yeah. Yeah.
So I get the impression. Oh, hang on, I don't even have the show notes in front of me. Yeah. I get the impression that he's just bitching and moaning. you know?
Well, he's just pissy because Microsoft pulled a fancy marketing stunt on top of their keynote speech at Dreamforce 2010.
And why shouldn't... No, I didn't. I've been sick.
Oh, they had, apparently, I guess, during this, this keynote speech or this conference, Microsoft had a bunch of employees running around, I think it was on Segways, with great big Microsoft Azure posters on them.
And isn't that what you do at conferences?
Yeah, try and shaft the other person. That doesn't make
Let's not
you
just
evil.
try and shaft the other person, but let's be honest, right? If you and I we're going to a conference with WinExtra and we had our little booth and the whole lot, right? And we would figure out how much money we have to spend on promotion, and we would be spending it.
Yeah.
And we would be pulling all kinds of stunts and silliness. This is why it's called promotion.
Exactly.
Hello.
Exactly.
But they're Microsoft, and they've got money, and we're only Salesforce, and we have a CRM, and they're so evil.
Yes. Microsoft's so evil. Yeah, 1996 all over again. Yeah. Anyway, I guess Google's upset too, really, now that Microsoft's just pissing everybody off. But Microsoft scored a coup in federal cloud services war. They snagged the USDA for their, 120,000 person deal.
120,000 personal deal. Now, from what I've read this morning, Google is bitching basically because they said they never got to be part of the deal. Whether or not they never bidded for it, or they didn't know that the bid was available, or they were, but for some reason or other, they didn't get to be part of it. Now, the Department of Agriculture have come out and have said, you know what, Microsoft, provides everything that we need, and they've passed whatever federal security thing it is that they need to pass. But the interesting point to me, and I don't have it in front of me, was that the representative from the FDA said something about not only could Microsoft provide their services across, the web and the desktop and email and all the sort of integration that they need, but also across phones.
Yeah.
Now, Google might create Android, but Google doesn't do phones.
Exactly. That is, I think, is like I had a piece up over last week about Energizer Corp, and one of the main reasons they're sticking with Microsoft is because of the Windows Phone 7 desktop, web, the whole deal meshing together.
It's a unified and integrated experience, something that no other platform out there right now can provide.
Exactly.
And you see, that is what most people forget. Microsoft is not a software developer per se or a hardware manufacturer. They are a platform company. They develop platforms. And nobody develops a platform like Microsoft. I don't care what you say. There's not another company out there that develops platforms like Microsoft.
Nice little job there with Skype screwing up our call. That's why we did a bit of a blur intro there, folks. Anyway, apparently, Joe Bellafiore was at the D-Dive into Mobile conference being held by All Things Digital, and he says there's not going to be any low-cost Windows Phone 7 handsets for at least a couple of years.
Well, what is a low-cost handset? I mean, look at the Android market right now. What low-cost handsets are there, Yeah,
well, what do they qualify as low-cost? Under $400? Like, you take a look at any handset that you want to buy unlocked if you can get it, and you're looking at about, $400 and up.
$400 up minimum, yeah. So what is low cost?
Yeah. Is
low cost is a feature phone.
Yeah. Yeah, and really, I don't want to see Microsoft do low-cost handsets.
No, because the problem is, once they start issuing phones that have different hardware specs, you lead to splintering.
Yeah.
You lead to the problems we're seeing with Android now, where 6% of the users are still on 1.5.
Yeah, I know.
Look, Apple doesn't have low-cost handsets. Why would Microsoft have them?
Exactly.
Android doesn't really have what you would call genuinely low-cost handsets. I mean, occasionally you'll pick up a deal with a carrier. Like last week, Sprint had a certain Android phone for, you know, I think it was pretty much nothing if you just, you know. But again, they were screwing you off of your, you know, you had to add another $10 a month to your contract or whatever it may be. But, you know, there are no low-cost sort of real quality smartphones. There's no low-cost ones out there at the moment. Not that I can think of, anyway. Users, if I'm wrong, 251-272... No, that's the wrong number. What is our number?
I don't know. I don't have that thing memorized.
I'm ill, Hodson. You were supposed to remember these things. I nearly gave out my own telephone number on the bloody thing here. It's 251-272-9633 is our number if you'd like to let us know about any low-cost quality, may I add, smartphones that there are out there.
Now, I'm going to take us out of the show. We were going to talk about we're running short on time, but there's a new video out showing Connect and a Minority Report interface. Beautiful stuff. Awesome stuff. But that's it, folks. We're back. Hopefully tomorrow, you know, Paul will be feeling better. And
I'll be here. I'll be here come hell or high water. We'll just need to sort of maybe record a little bit earlier so that I still have energy at that point in the day.
Anyway, folks, that's been Daily Brief for December the 9th. I hate that part. I always lose months, days, weeks. Anyway, have a good day.
That's what happens when you get old, Hudson.
Yeah, I know. Have a good day, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, folks.